All right, the last thing we're going to talk about this week is how to use word problems to write equations or evaluate equations or look at equations, okay? So some of this will be reviewed from previous units, and some of this is going to be new today with point slope form. Make sure that you've watched the last couple of videos, 5.3 and 5.4, so that you understand where I'm getting these formulas from, okay? All right, so number one says the draining water in a bathtub is represented by h of x equals 12 minus 2x, where h of x is the height of the water and x is the number of minutes it has been draining. Describe what this function represents. So it's asking us, what does the slope represent and what does the y-intercept represent? So in this equation, 12 is my y-intercept, which means that the bathtub, it means that there's 12 inches in the bathtub to start, right? That's our starting point. We know that it's going down because the water is draining, so my slope is a -2, and that means that it's draining at 2 inches per second. So it's going down 2 inches every minute, not seconds, because it's in minutes. Okay? So on your test next week, there's a question where you have to interpret the meaning of the slope and a y-intercept. All right, the second one says, the height that Brandon is on his hike is 184 feet, and he is descending at a rate of 2 feet per second. Write an equation that represents how high he is on the mountain, y, after x seconds. And then it asks, how many seconds will he be at 32 feet? So because it gives us a starting point and it tells us a rate that it's changing, we're going to use slope-intercept form for this problem. Okay, so y would equal -2x because he's going down the mountain, descending, plus 184 because that's where he's starting at on the mountain. Okay, so it asks us in how many seconds will he be 32 feet high? Well, that's a y value because y represents his height on the mountain. So we're going to say that 32 is equal to -2x plus 184. And then I'm just going to solve for x. So I'm going to subtract 184, subtract 184. So I get -152. If you didn't know that, type in your calculator. Then I'm going to divide both sides by -2. So x is equal to 76, in this case seconds, meaning it takes him 76 seconds to get down to a height of 32 feet. Okay, I hope that he's riding a bicycle or something. All right, number 3 says, a trampoline park charges a one-time fee and an hourly rate of $5. For 2 hours, the total cost would be $19. What is the one-time fee the park charges? So if we look at this equation, it doesn't give us a y-intercept because it just tells us that there is a fee, but it does tell us a rate, an hourly rate, so that's going to be my slope. So we know that m is equal to 5, okay? Then it also tells us that for 2 hours, they charge $19. So that's a coordinate, an x and a y. So x is the hours and y is the total cost. So we can write it as a coordinate to 19, and then that tells us that, oh, I have a slope and I have a point, so I'm ready to write it in point slope form. Okay, whereas in the problem above it, I had a slope and a y-intercept. So that's kind of where you got to decide which form works best for you with what you're given. So this is going to be y minus 19 is equal to 5 times x minus 2. I'm just filling in point slope form. Okay, but the question asks us about the one-time fee, which would be the y-intercept. So I've got to solve this for the y-intercept. So I'm going to distribute the 5, so that'd be 5x minus 10 is equal to y minus 19. So I'm going to add my 19. Remember, you line it up with the constant because it's just a number. So y is equal to 5x plus 9. So they charge $9 for their one-time fee. Okay, so if you're given a point and you're given a slope, then you have to use point slope form, and most likely you've got to solve it for y. Okay, Number 4 says a carpet cleaning service charges the one-time fee and an hourly rate of $25. For 2 hours of work, the total amount is $109. So if you're watching this video, I want you to pause it real quick and see if you can write out the point slope form equation and then solve it for y. All right, hopefully you paused it, and if you didn't, watch what I do. Okay, we know the hourly rate is $25, so that's my M value, meaning my slope is changing at $25 an hour. We know for 2 hours of work, they charge $109. That's my coordinate. So I always start with point slope form. So I'm going to do y minus 109 is equal to 2 times x minus 25. Okay, so then I do 2x, and then 2 times negative 25 is negative 50, because I have to solve for the y-intercept, which means I have to get y by itself. I'm going to add over the 109, add over the 109. So y is going to be equal to 2x. I totally wrote that out wrong, didn't I? I did. Let's try that again. Y'all, I'm real tired, so just ignore what I just did. Let's try that again. I wrote it out, M and stuff, right? But then I filled in my point slope wrong. I was like, that's going to be a lot of money. Okay, take 2. So it's going to be y minus 109. I did that part right. Is equal to 25 times x minus 2. My slope is 25. Now I'm ready to distribute. Okay, so 25 times x is 25x. 25 times negative 2 is negative 50. Okay, I'm going to add over my 109. It actually didn't affect my y-intercept. That's okay. So 25x, 109 minus 50 would be 1. What is that? 1. I don't know. I'm too tired. 50 minus 109. No, that's wrong. 109 minus 50 is 59. Okay, so the one-time fee is $59. Okay, so don't be like me, put your slope in the right spot. So the way you know it's point slope form is that they've given you an x value, they've given you a y value, and they've given you a slope, but they maybe haven't given you any other information. Okay, if they give you a y-intercept and a slope, then you're going to use slope-intercept form. So you got to kind of distinguish what kind of form you're going to use based on the information you've been given. All right, on Moodle, there's a worksheet. The worksheet is a little bit of a review from the last couple of days, plus some problems like this. So make sure you work that. The quiz on Friday is 5 questions, and it'll be posted on Moodle as well. If you are coming back on Friday, like I think some of my football players might be coming back on Friday, then you're responsible for knowing stuff for the quiz. You do not get an extension because you should have been logging in this whole time. Okay?